Hi, we're Attune Investments. The three of us are partners in that together, a real estate investing firm, primarily working with multifamily. And we just wanted to get to know you today and you to get to know us. So I want to introduce Mike Bocanegra here and Mike Jacobson. I'm Harlan Merriam. And let's start with Mike Bocanegra. Tell us a little bit about you, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Harlan. Appreciate it. I've been investing for the last, say, 15 years. That's one of my hobbies, one of my passions that I like. Another one you can kind of tell, I'm in a motorhome. So for the last 4 to 5 years now, I've integrated, at least we love traveling, and it helps because we get to travel a lot to our different buildings too. So we do a lot of traveling throughout the year, different places, and it's been a great thing. Also, before this, I used to work in the mobility industry. So I used to work with disabled people selling disabled vehicles for people to be able to get around.
Wonderful. How'd you get into multifamily, Mike?
Initially had started with single family homes, and I've always liked workforce housing, you know, affordable housing for people. And as I started kind of growing my portfolio that way, I liked multifamily because it was on a bigger scale. We could affect the neighborhood in a better way. So that's where I kind of graduated up there. I've also liked rental properties a lot. And once I was able to able to move over to multifamily, I was then able to retire from a normal job. And then I do this full time now.
Wonderful. And tell the folks here a bit more about what we do and what we can make available to them.
Yeah. So one thing that we strive for is we always like to reach out to people, let them know that we work with investors, work with, new people just that we meet on a daily basis, and able to offer, good returns to people, and also do things for neighborhoods, good kind of community turnover for our properties that we own.
Very good. Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
Yep. And then I want to introduce Mike Jacobson. Mike, just if you want, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into real estate.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Wife and I live in Daytona Beach, and we have 2 kids that are both married, and one has a daughter, so we are happy grandparents now. One of my favorite hobbies is scuba diving, so I like to get out on the water, as you can tell from the background. And how I got into real estate was through my dad. He was a builder and a broker, and I ended up with a real estate license in the early 80s, and I just kind of have real estate in my blood. I just enjoy doing it.
Nice. And then how did you, maybe you could tell them a little bit too of where we actually met. I know you're part of some RIAs, and then how that kind of affected you maybe getting into multifamily too.
Sure. Our first purchase was a mistake, and wife and I decided we needed to get some more education before we bought another property. So I joined Georgia Real Estate Investors Association when I was in Atlanta, and later we moved to Florida, where I joined Central Florida Realty Investors, and that's where I met you, Mike, and Harlan. And so that's where I've continued to get education, and where we decided to make the move into multifamily.
Nice. And one thing that I kind of pride myself on is, and you guys as well, when we met at the RIA, we all kind of, took action to make sure we met each other and move forward. What would you kind of recommend for people if, some of this stuff that we're proposing to them sounds interesting?
I would say they need to seek out more information. They can start by coming to our website, attuneinvestments.com. And we will have a link for that at the end of the video. And just go ahead and sign up and engage with us. So
nice. I appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Thank you, Mike. And now I'd like to go ahead and give Harlan an opportunity to tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, it's great working with 2 mics here. I'll have to change my name. But I'm a repurposed pastor and Army chaplain, 45 years doing that. And then the last 5 years, not serving a church, not serving units these days, and really see my serving now is through real estate, that we serve people that need good, affordable, clean housing. And I really appreciate that. And we make neighborhoods better and communities better for that. Plus we get to improve our investors' return on their investment. I love that. We live in DeLand, Florida now, Mike and Mike. We just restored this house that I'm sitting in here, an old 1910 old house built in DeLand, Florida. And I'm just really enjoying finishing that project up.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a change from being a pastor to restoring a 1912 home, but I know that that is one of your hobbies now, or has been for the last couple of years.
Yes, it has. It has. And the three of us just bring such different backgrounds. Mike but Jacobson, you didn't tell him you're an aerospace engineer. And what'd you do in aerospace?
In aerospace, I worked with flight simulators for a number of years. I love airplanes, I love flying, and so it was like, someone said, when if you love what you're doing, then you never work a day in your life. My wife thinks that I just went to work to play video games.
But the three of us, I likened it the other day to, you got an evangelist, an entrepreneur, Mike, and an engineer, the three E's here, but we think differently and we make a great team as we bring these different ways of looking at the world and solving problems together. So there's really a strong team here. And we appreciate all of y'all coming on today, and whenever you're seeing this, that you get to know us better, understand that we're just real people that have a passion for serving other people and making the world a better place. So do go to attuneinvestments.com and sign up for the newsletter if you're not already on it. We send a blog out every week, give information, or join our club where you can get to know us more personally and answer your questions more directly. Thank you for spending this time with us today. And Mike, good to see you. And so long, everybody.
Good seeing you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.